military contractor, she said that I have a woman problem. Nikki, I don't have a woman problem. You have a corruption problem. And I think that that's what people need to know. Nikki is corrupt. This is a woman who will send your kids to die so she can buy a bigger house.
Please forgive me.
Okay, we are back with the Vivek Ramaswamy show. All right, we're going to let Vivek go completely berserk on this one because, oh my Lord, was he on fire. Now, first of all, I think the debate was really great. Ron DeSantis did awesome. Nikki Haley, not so impressed. Chris Christie, he needs to just get off the stage. Vivek Ramaswamy was on fire. He's always been. It's always been. In every debate, he's the man of the hour. And in this one, he was completely, really, really good. I think the second debate, he didn't do as well because he toned down somewhat. Third debate, he went crazy. Fourth debate, completely berserk. So in this one here, this is a compilation of Vivek Ramaswamy just going, oh my Lord, going off. That man is good. The man is good. Let's give him some godly respect. Doesn't mean I'm going to vote for him. I think he'll be a great vice president next to Trump. I take Tucker Carlson before I take him, but this is a promising kind of candidate. If he doesn't win, I think 2028, he's got my vote. I'm so serious. He's got my vote. 2024, I mean, Trump is my guy. You can't take Trump from me. I love me some Trump. But 2028, he's got my vote. Anyway, friends, let's get into the video.
Nikki, you were bankrupt when you left the UN. After you left the UN, you became a military contractor. You actually started joining service on the board of Boeing, whose back you scratched for a very long time, and then gave foreign multinational speeches like Hillary Clinton is, and now you're a multimillionaire. That math does not add up. It adds up to the fact that you are corrupt. Identity politics. This new religion that says your race, your gender, and your sexuality are your identity. It is anti-American. It is meritocratic, it's anti-meritocratic, and it is dividing this country to a breaking point. But it's even worse when Republicans try to play the same game. And Nikki Haley's campaign launch video sounded like a woke Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light ad talking about how she would kick in heels. At the first debate, she said that only a woman can get this job done. That's what she said. After the third debate, when I criticized Ronna McDaniel after 5 failed years of leadership of this party and criticized Nikki for her corrupt foreign dealings as a military contractor, she said that I have a woman problem. Nikki, I don't have a woman problem. You have a corruption problem. And I think that that's what people need to know. Nikki is corrupt. This is a woman who will send your kids to die so she can buy a bigger house. This is the problem. Using identity politics more effectively than Kamala Harris is a form of intellectual fraud.
This is the moment where he ended her career right there. Nikki corrupt. Boy, what a mess. This is going to be remembered. This man, he knows what to do with the props. He knows what he's doing. Vivek is on point, man. He's so smart, though. He's so smart. I love it. I can listen to him all day.
And it actually needs to end. There's our donor puppet masters wielding their puppet right up here tonight. This is how this game is played. The puppet masters put up their puppet, and I reject the use of identity politics in this party. It has been a cancer coming from the left, and I'm sick and tired of the double standards. The people of this country are too. Having 2 X chromosomes does not immunize you from criticism.
Thank you.
Foreign policy experience is not the same as foreign policy wisdom. I was the first person to say we need a reasonable peace deal in Ukraine. Now a lot of the neocons are quietly coming along to that position, with the exceptions of Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, who still support this, what I believe is pointless war in Ukraine. And I think those with foreign policy experience, one thing that Joe Biden and Nikki Haley have in common is that neither of them could even state for you 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine that they want to send our troops to actually fight for. Look at that. This is what I want people to understand. These people have, I mean, she has no idea what the hell the names of those provinces are, but she wants to send our sons and daughters and our troops and our military equipment to go fight it. So
this is powerful. This is the moment here that we got to remember. This is the moment that we're going to be talking about years down the road. The moment that Vivek Ramaswamy exposed Nikki Haley as not knowing anything that she's talking about, but she's willing to encourage wars. Finish them. And I'm like, woman, calm down. We don't want any more bloodshed in the society. It's enough stuff going on already. But it's just that if he is not, if he is lying, well, name the provinces. And this is a moment that could have destroyed his career as well. What if she did name the provinces? That would have exposed them as being completely either berserk and lying and so on. And I think by him exposing her in a way that he did, I mean, he's been exposing a lot of people, man. Ronald McDaniel, Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, what's her name? Kristen Walker. He's been going after folks and exposing them for their corruption. I'm telling you, man, Vivek is one of those guys we need to give some godly respect to.
Reject this myth that they've been selling you that somebody had a cup of coffee stint at the UN and then makes $8 million after, has real foreign policy experience. It takes an outsider to see this through. Look at the blank expression. She doesn't know the names of the provinces that she wants to actually fight for. And there's her puppet masters right there, the donors right there that are playing her like the puppet masters.
Hold on.
First of all, Chris Christie also doesn't know what provinces in eastern Ukraine he actually wants us to fight for. Chris, your version of foreign policy experience was closing a bridge from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah.
So do everybody a favor, just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal, and get the hell out of this race. When it comes to Nikki, all three of them have been licking Donald Trump's boots for years.
Get that. You just say, walk off the stage and get out of this race. Why? Because you're here to talk about Trump. That's the only thing you're here to do. And you have no policy, nothing good to say, nothing of any value. Get out of the stage, leave the race. You have nothing to say. You're wasting our time. Anyway.
To Nikki, all three of them have been licking Donald Trump's boots for years for money and endorsements. Ron DeSantis, you've been a great governor, but you would have never been one without actually begging Donald Trump for that endorsement.
And you attacked him in your book a year ago.
Same thing with Chris Christie as a lobbyist, begging them for COVID money for his special interests in New Jersey, prepping him for the debates last time around. The real enemy is not Donald Trump. It's not even Joe Biden. It is the deep state that at least Donald Trump attempted to take on. And if you want somebody who's going to speak...
Dang, 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 dang. I just wish people would understand that. Like, the anti-Trumpers, they don't seem to understand this. I get it. The reason Trump is such a threat, the reason Trump is such a problem, and many people are afraid of Trump, and he's being called all kind of names, antichrist, and fascist, and communist, and dictator, white supremacist, and it's like, it's a facade. I'm able to see that now. I can understand it, right? You asked me years ago, I never thought Trump was that evil. I thought Trump was misunderstood. I've always felt like, man, I think they misunderstand this man. I don't think he can be this bad. For me, it's everybody telling me he's bad, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad. I'm like, is he really this bad, right? And whenever it's coming from the media, I'm like, we trust the media's opinion about Trump? Like, I mean, the media is already corrupt themselves. They are bought and sold. So anyway, and I wish people would simply understand what he just said here. The reason Trump is a problem is because Trump stands in opposition to the deep state. That's it. Like that right there, all the indictments, all the supposed corruption, everything, the Mar-a-Lago's raiding, talk about Trump all day on television, all day, all night. This is the reason why it's happening. It's happening, the Russia gates and all that, is happening because of what he just said. Listen carefully.
Debates last time around. The real enemy is not Donald Trump. It's not even Joe Biden. It is the deep state that at least Donald Trump attempted to take on. And if you
I'm telling you, this is it. Like, once you understand this, you're like, pray for Trump. Pray for Trump, because he is coming against some serious darkness in society. All right, so some people that are, how do I say this? He is facing demonic forces in the highest places. That's what he's coming against. And I would not want to be in his position, to be honest with you. I would not want to be in Trump's position having to deal with these folks. Okay? if you knew how bad this thing was, you would vote for Trump too.
You want somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on this stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job, that the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11, that the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform, that the
Woo! I do have a video. Let me find it for you. You won't take me long. Sir, and this is Vivek Ramaswamy. Can't make this stuff up. Here is Biden, nearly a decade ago, sitting next to none other than Mayorkas, proselytizing the grand right-wing myth known as the Great Replacement theory. Turns out, it is not a conspiracy theory. It is just the basic immigration policy for Democrats. They used to advocate for it. But the difference is now, if Republicans speak about this, they call this conspiracy theory. But when Democrats speak about it, it's just common sense policy. Really. Listen to this.
African communities, Asian communities, Hispanic communities, and the wave still continues. It's not going to stop, nor should we want it to stop. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I think we can be most proud of. So there's a second thing in that black box, an unrelenting stream of immigration, nonstop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Shocked?
Confused.
Vivek Ramaswamy was not lying. Say what you want, but this is a policy. They want this to happen. So when you say, wait a minute, you guys are making this happen intentionally? Oh, conspiracy theory. No, it's not. It's not. You intersectionality at its finest. You mixing the thing. You getting rid of the white population. This is, duh. It's not right-wing talking points. Democrats believed it. That was the goal. That's why our borders are wide open. That's why this is happening. It's intentional, people. Oh, Lord.
Their so-called foreign policy experience. It is intellectual fraud. These people are lying to you, the same people who told you about weapons and mass destruction in Iraq. To justify that invasion, didn't know the first thing about it, yet they sent thousands of our sons and daughters to go die. The same people who told you the same in Afghanistan, where the Taliban is still in charge 20 years later. $7 trillion of our national debt due to these toxic neocons. You can put lipstick on a Dick Cheney, it is still a fascist neocon.
Thank
and
you,
you
Mr.
gotta see that today.
Thank you, Mr.
It's Dick
Ramaswamy.
Cheney all over again in this party.
Thank you, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Are you kidding me?
Conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform, that the 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech, that the 2016 election, the one that Trump won for sure, was also one that was stolen from him by the national security establishment that actually put up the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that they knew was false. There's a reason why I'm the only person on the stage who can say these things. That's what it's going to take, not people who are licking his boots one time and now Monday morning quarterbacking him and criticizing him when it's convenient.
We have to give Vivek some respect because he's the only one saying this. He's the only one saying it like that. That is huge.
Transgenderism is a mental health disorder. We don't let you smoke a cigarette by the age of 18. We don't let you have an addictive drink of alcohol by the age of 21. And I just challenge Ron DeSantis to go one step further and support what I think is clearly within the authority to do, using federal funds just like Reagan did in '84 for the Highway Act that said the minimum drinking age needs to be 21. We can do the same thing when it comes to banning genital mutilation or chemical castration. I know Ron's been unclear about that on the federal level. I'm crystal clear. That's where I stand.
Got it.
That's a mental health disorder. That's where we need to be at.
Go ahead.
This climate change agenda that is shackling this country like a set of handcuffs. I said it at the first debate, and I stand by it. The climate change agenda is a hoax because it has nothing to do with the climate. That's what we have to see. 98% reduction in the climate disaster-related deaths in the last century. 8 times as many people are going to die of cold temperatures this year than warm ones. Yet against that backdrop, there's an issue coming up in Iowa. It's core to Iowa farmers. I met Kim Junker, Kathy Stockdale, and other farmers who are about to have a carbon capture pipeline built across their land using eminent domain to do it. That's unconstitutional and it's wrong. And if you thought COVID was bad, what's coming with this climate agenda is far worse. We should not be bending the knee to this new religion. That is what it is. It is a substitute for a modern religion. We are flogging ourselves and losing our modern way of life, bowing to this new god of climate, and that will end on my watch.
Vivek Ramaswamy, I like you, man. You one of those guys who I give some godly respect to because he speaks the truth, man. He speaks the truth, and he's willing to grow because he acknowledged he was wrong on a January 6th perspective he once had, right? He acknowledged that, and he's made a change. He speaks about the videos. The man is on point. Like, can we just give him some serious respect for that? Does not mean he's going to be my president. Maybe not now. But definitely, I like Vivek Ramaswamy. Here is the reason why. You know, he speaks the truth, though. He has the guts and the boldness to say it. And I think just on that basis alone, like, that sets him apart. That's why I like Trump, because Trump speaks the truth. He tells you these things. And Vivek is proving Trump to be right on many issues again and again. Listen, guys, I say that to say this. Let me get my Bible up. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness. And here's the next point. Speaking the truth in his heart. He that abideth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor. I love this because few politicians have the heart to speak the truth in their hearts. They are bought and sold and paid for and being told what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, where to go, where not to go. It's like, come on, guys, like seriously. Like, Vivek Ramaswamy is that guy I will say we need to pay attention to. And I think a lot of the points that he brought about were exactly correct. A lot of the things he said, I agreed with. You know, very few have the heart to speak that way. I'm telling you, man, this man was on fire. And I love when I hear the truth because I know you're like, yo, this guy's speaking the truth, man. There's no sugarcoat here. There's no virtue signaling here. There is no, this is basic reality. And many of us, we understand these things to be so. It's good to hear it coming from someone in power. So I wish Vivek Ramaswamy the very best. You'll be a good vice president from my perspective next to Trump. Listen, Trump, for me, is like Trump has to win. I think Trump has a level of retribution that he needs to bring about. I think so. I think there are some people he needs to deal with. I think there are some fixing that needs to be done. I think there are some borders that need to be shut down. There are some deportation that needs to happen. Some people need to get back to their country. There's some cleaning that needs to be done in the White House. The economy is disheveled. Something got to be changed. Something got to be changed. And I'm so ready for it. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for listening. Share your thought and perspective with me. I'll see you next video. Have a good one. Bye.